Whoa! God, dog, man. All right. Good morning and happy Wednesday to those who celebrate Hump Day.
Mike.
We're here on a Hump Day, getting over the hill, and we're gonna cruise into a Friday. I want everybody to close their eyes and envision what their Friday is gonna be like, wherever the weekend's gonna take you. Just settle into the warm waters of bliss.
I like it.
You are still pretty far away, but we will bridge that gap. And by the way, Saturday is an important day because it's the home opener for the Aztecs. Okay, the football team's going to kick off their season against the Ohio Bobcats. So you can buy your tickets now. Go Aztecs.com or keep listening to this show. We are going to be giving away tickets throughout this week, I believe, on all of our shows. Yeah. So if you listen here, John and Jim, Darren Smith, you're going to have opportunities to win tickets to see the Aztecs take on the Ohio Bobcats. And speaking of which, Russ Eisenstein, who's the 16-year voice of the Ohio Bobcats, is going to jump on in the 8 o'clock hour. We're going to get a little scouting report on the Bobcats coming up a little bit later on. But we start this show where we start many of our shows, especially during the Major League Baseball season, talking Padres.
Not for long.
Not for long. So the Padres, and I think we should reduce the time. We only used like 18 minutes of the 30 minutes we allotted ourselves on Monday.
And it seemed a little on the fat side.
Yeah.
Still.
All right. Well, with every loss, take off a minute.
We're gonna trim it. Actually, let's cut it in half with every loss. So now 15 minutes.
Done in a week.
Yeah. Now it's 15. And if they do this to us again, 7.5 the next time. And if they do it again after that, I don't even know what we get to. Those numbers are getting incalculably small.
Oh, God. It was, if you step back and look at the season as a whole right now, it has not been fun.
No.
It has not been a fun. There's been some fun games.
Yeah.
But I don't remember them. Because all I remember is the season not being fun.
I remember fun. They were in Mexico City.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do remember the Mexico City. And then there was was it a homestand that was maybe a couple weeks after that?
Well, then they swept the Rangers not long ago. That sweep of the Angels was pretty cool.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Padres positives?
These are Padre positives.
How about this? The Ha-Seong Kim Grand Slam, first of his career, was amazing.
Gary Sanchez
Phenomenal.
Grand Slam.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
We can say his name now. They're done.
Well, I guess so.
I will say.
I mean, not mathematically.
No, not
I
mathematically.
like to call him Larry Cheese.
I like that too.
Yeah.
The first 2 minutes of the wrap-up show I caught last night before I fell asleep. John Schaefer, Jim Russell. Jim was like in his car or something. It was very strange.
Okay.
But I caught 2 total minutes of it. Do you know what happened in those 2 total minutes?
No, what happened?
John Schaefer professed and proclaimed to the world that this Padres season is over.
Yeah. Well, mathematically, they're not out of it. But if you watched any of the games this season, like we were just discussing, there were some moments of great expectation. There were some moments where they really felt like they were delivering on the promise of winning throughout the 2020s. But the majority of the moments were, this team is really flailing and inexplicably. Because they shouldn't be. They're so talented.
Mm-hmm.
They're spending so much money. How is it possible that they're not playing good baseball? And that has been, I would argue, 60 to 70% of my experience this year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They've had 11 shutouts this year. I mean,
wait. They've been shut out.
They've been shut out 11 times this year.
Yeah.
So like one every 10, 11 games, they can't even score a run.
Yeah, boy, I gotta tell you, it's disheartening when you turn on a game in the third inning like I did yesterday. I turned it on the fourth. They were already trailing 3-0 to the Marlins. And I was thinking to myself, Snell getting roughed up a little bit. I could probably turn this game off and the final score will be Padres 0 and Marlins more than 3.
Dude,
I was
it's
wrong.
so funny. We had the exact same moment last night. Literally the exact same thing. I was watching. I started the second inning, but it got to like the 5th, and I was like, I'm going to watch Ahsoka. Like, that's going to be so much better for my night.
Star Wars,
the new Star Wars series. So I watched both episodes, looked on my phone, 3-0 Marlins, game over.
Yeah. Well, so I thought it was going to be, 6-0 Marlins. I just assumed the Padres weren't going to muster another run, and they didn't. But they also held the Marlins to 3. Blake Snell had a rough third inning. Blake Snell has been magic this season. He had one bad inning out of his start, and they just couldn't help him out.
He might win the Cy Young Award.
I mean, he's been great.
He's been that good.
Yeah.
Our
so disappointing.
YouTube chat is already popping off. Jonathan, Padres season is over. Let's talk about the Aztecs. Paris, Padres gutless. 2 hits, pathetic. And Jonathan, again, I've been saying they've looked pathetic and gutless ever since the Mexico City. I totally agree.
Okay, here's the or if not the one of the most alarming stats on the entire season. San Diego boasts a grand total of only 21 comeback wins. The last place A's, the Royals, and the Cardinals are the only teams in Major League Baseball to have fewer come from behind victories. The Padres are spending tons of money on their bats. This is one of the most embarrassing offensive seasons we've ever seen in Major League Baseball. And like Ben, like myself, like many San Diegans who turned on that game a little bit late, maybe you started watching in the middle innings, you knew they didn't have a chance because this team has been heartless in the late innings. This team has not been able to come from behind in any facet. So it's unfortunate. It's the reality we're all existing in. It's the 2023 Padres. Go get your season tickets for 2024. They're 10% more expensive. Okie dokie. Let's move off of the Padres because we've spent now, 8 minutes of our 15 total?
That's it.
Okay, so we'll get back to them a little bit later on.
Can I throw out a complaint?
Yeah, sure.
I don't love how the YouTube looks.
Oh, what's going on?
I don't think I've ever been in the middle before, and it's making me uncomfortable.
Hang on. Let me
What's weird is when you put me in the middle, I feel that way.
All right, so who do I remove?
I'm
myself?
rearranging.
Solo. Now it's black. Now it's Ben. Okay.
See, doesn't that feel better? This is the order we sit in. It just feels more.
Oh, yeah.
This way, like when
Ben, Rich, Travis.
Me.
Doesn't this feel better?
You know what? Honestly, I didn't notice. I'm going to prison, aren't I? All right, let's move off the Padres.
Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? You want to talk Aztecs?
Dude, I can't wait for Saturday.
Yeah,
I am honestly so excited for college football. When's the Notre Dame game? Is that tomorrow?
I don't know. I thought
they're
that
the
was
first
Saturday.
game of the season.
Maybe you're right. Maybe they are. I thought that was Saturday. Notre Dame plays on Notre Dame football. I should write in because it brought me to their admissions page. Let's see.
Saturday.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
But that is the first game of the season. So 11:30 kickoff, Notre Dame Navy. I can't wait for that. And then by the time 2:00 rolls around, we're going to be outside Snapdragon Stadium. John Schaefer, J.R. Tolver will be up on the stage. I'll be around, running around them in circles, taking pictures and stuff. And then, Rich, your first hit on the pregame show is going to be around 3:30, 30 minutes before kickoff, and you'll tell us all about what's happening on the field. J.R. Tolver will ask you, what does Ohio look like coming off the bus? It's going to be awesome. Yeah, and I may switch it up this year. I many times you'll hear from me in the booth down the line, like we obviously conduct our broadcast. I may start doing some of those hits from down on the field level on the cell phone. Great reception at Snapdragon, obviously. I mean, they're named after cell phone parts, for crying out loud. That's what Snapdragon is. So we'll do some fun stuff this year. There's going to be a lot of social media. There's going to be a lot of pictures and videos and photos circulating on all of our sister stations at iHeart San Diego as well. Ticket giveaways everywhere you look. The Aztec season, look, it's hope renewed, right? Last year, they started the season, bit of a struggle, a lot of injuries, especially at crucial positions like quarterback. And then all of a sudden, a quarterback turned safety, turned back to quarterback, comes off of the third or fourth string and really saves the season. That Hawaii game where he lights it up, 320 yards, couple passing touchdowns. It was like, where the hell's this guy been?
It has been an incredible story to cover. Jalen Maiden also, we've had many opportunities to talk to him on this station, on this show. Just a great guy. That's the best thing about this football program, really this athletic department, is the quality of kids, the character of player that they bring into the systems, both on the basketball court, the football field, but I mean, all their sports, volleyball, track, it doesn't matter where you go, in the pool. I mean, they're all good kids, but these football players, they represent the university well. And Jalen Maiden is one of the ultimate examples of what team is. And not to veer back into the Padres, but that's what a team really is. It's not just a collection of superstars. It's a bunch of selfless people who look at each other and say, how can I make you better?
Right.
How can I make us better?
Right.
Yeah. We don't know what the year's going to be like for Jalen Maiden, but we know what last year was. And last year was inspiring. The dude played 48 snaps in a game as safety. He had 9 tackles in a game as safety.
Yep.
The very next week, he was asked to play quarterback. And he hadn't been taking reps from the offensive side of the football. He just wanted to be on the field. And so he did that so he could be out there with his teammates. And then the very next week, he's asked to play quarterback after Braxton Burmeister goes out with an injury. And he says, all right, coach, I'll give it a shot. Oh, 320 yards and a couple touchdowns against Hawaii. Like, oh, that's it. That's all I got for you.
That would be, and you know what? And I didn't play any professional football at all, or semi-professional. Yeah, I know it's shocking. But
you have the body.
I do. As long as the body is barrel shaped.
You look like a fire hydrant.
I'm telling you, fullback is calling your name, Travis.
I'm just saying.
A cowboy collar, he would look like Mike Allstout.
He doesn't even need one. Look at that neck.
That's a good point. Yeah, you put a cowboy collar on that, he won't be able to lift his head up. Sorry.
What was your point, Travis?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you what, I just got to book a
very distracted
book with my therapist real quick.
The BetterHelp.com. Promo code 2pros. Got it. Okay.
But my point is, that would be scary to be asked that.
Oh, yeah.
You're playing safety, and guess what? We need you to be quarterback, and you step up and play that way. I mean, there are some cojones there.
Oh,
come on,
dude. I mean, and he's the feature piece of this team, and that feels right. Right? I mean, don't get me wrong. This is no shade against Rashad Penny or DJ Pumphrey or any of the great running backs who have come through San Diego State in the past decade plus. But I mean, this is where football's heading. It's a quarterback-driven sport. People are interested in the passing game. And to be excited and talking about your starting quarterback to lead into a season, it just sort of feels right.
And then
it feels timely.
It feels like what we should be doing.
Yeah.
4 days before the first game of the season. And I got to listen to a little bit of Keenan Christian on with John and Jim yesterday in the afternoon. And that got me excited because Keenan Christian coming off a couple games last year where he did some really special stuff with the football out of the backfield. There was one big, it was a little screen pass reception that he ripped off a big run. I can't remember which game it was in. But Keenan Christian, who's coming in this year, probably is the lead back, at least in game one. I'm excited to see him play.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Breon Penny, brother of Rashad Penny, who had some juice later in the season last year. I'm excited to see him play. I'm excited to see what this Aztecs offense looks under Ryan Leaf. And look, we became really close with Jeff Hecklinski last year. There were changes made. Ryan comes in. It's undeniable that the offense looked different when Ryan Lindley came in, and then since has been promoted to the offensive coordinator of this team. And I can't wait to see what wrinkles and things he's thrown in. Rich, he was your teammate in the Professional Football League. Like, what is Ryan going to bring to this offense that we haven't seen over the last 10, 15 years?
Well, he's super smart. He's a quick study. I remember when he was a rookie with the Arizona Cardinals, my first year with the team as well, but I was a 4-year veteran in the NFL at that time. I remember taking snaps with him and hearing the way he talked and his comfort talking to a veteran. I remember I wasn't that confident. I just wasn't. I look, I have a big personality and all that, but I just remember feeling nervous, and I could hear no sense of nerves in his voice. He just knew who he was. He knew what he was about. He knew that, okay, all this, I'm a little bit lost right now, but he would play it off. And by mid-season, that guy had it was to the point where there were times where we would have conversations and be like, oh, I can't teach him anymore because he knows more about this offense than I do. That's the type of brain Ryan Lindley has. So take that, and that's all the way back in 2012 now, and add a decade plus of football at the highest level, coaching at the college level, coaching at the NFL level again, and then becoming an offensive coordinator on a fast track when he returned to the Mesa. I mean, this dude, he's he is worth the buzz. He really, truly is. I'm a big believer in him. He's a good person, and he devotes himself to the game. Like, there are very few people who are going to outwork a Ryan Lindley, and that's exactly the sort of role model that you want as a coach. And so I'm really excited for this. Bryce Miller wrote a really poignant article about how San Diego State football especially has had a really topsy-turvy run over these past 3 or 4 years because they had to play up in Carson. Think about what that did to the fan base. It reminded them of the Chargers, and there were a lot of people who were reluctant to go up there, but you couldn't help it. You're waiting for a stadium to be built. There was a pandemic going on throughout some of this. I mean, it really was difficult during that time period. And then on top of it, you're running an offense that looks very different from a lot of the football offenses, whether you're talking about college football or professional football. Whenever you turn on the television, it was a more run-based offense. This really truly feels like the San Diego State Aztecs are going to launch into the 21st century, as Bryce put in his article, and it's going to be on the backs of Ryan Lindley, the offensive coordinator, Jalen Maiden, the starting quarterback, this receiving core who has a lot to prove because they're young and they haven't been thrown the football that often, because there was a reliance on the run game. So yeah, I'm excited.
Same. I mean, I can't wait.
Well, I mean, Brady said it yesterday or Monday with us. He's like, think about this. Jalen Maiden last year spent most of the time learning defensive packages and then gets kind of thrown into the offense and has a couple different offenses that he's running. Through this offseason, Ryan Lindley has been preaching one offense, Ryan Lindley's offense, to Jalen Maiden.
Yeah.
Like, singular focus, I do think, is a huge thing in football. And it's not to say that one offense doesn't have a ton of different wrinkles. And we heard Tua Tagovailoa do all the different play calls in one. It's insane. But Jalen Maiden has been able to focus on one offensive philosophy this entire offseason. And I think that is going to be mega important as we head into this year.
I hope. I hope. I just hope that I hope that everyone feels the buzz that we feel. I am fired up. I'm excited. I'm ready for a palate cleanser. Man, get out there. Go to goaztecs.com. Pick up tickets. It's going to be a show. It's going to be a fantastic afternoon. I mean, this is not the home opener of last year. We don't have a monsoon rolling in. It's not going to be 100 and something degrees. It's going to be fantastic.
And how else can you get tickets, Travis?
You can win them here if you just keep listening for 3 solid hours.
Yeah, we're going to give away tons of them, boatloads of them, pant loads of Aztecs football tickets.
Or, one pair today, one pair tomorrow, one pair on Friday.
Or that.
Right. That's what I meant by pant loads, because there's 2 legs in each pant.
And only the tickets are 2 feet by 4 feet tall. So you could only fit 1 in each leg.
I stopped short a second ago because I realized who I was talking about when I mentioned Bryce Miller wrote the recent article about San Diego State's football season. Bryce Miller is a sports columnist in this town. If you're unfamiliar, writes for the San Diego Union Tribune, really talented writer. We have him on the show a lot. He's a friend. He just wrote a column in the Union Tribune, and this is a couple days ago now, that brought me to tears. Bryce Miller is struggling with cancer. He received that news back in July. And I consider myself a buddy, a friend of Bryce's. To many of us, this is surprising news.
Yeah, when I texted Bryce around that time, I asked him to come on the show, and he said, no, I have some health stuff. Text me later in the week. I texted him later the week he came on. Now we find out what that health stuff was. And it's heartbreaking. I read that the other day too, Rich, and I had the same reaction.
I know that I speak for many San Diegans who have enjoyed his writing and reading his columns when I say, get well soon, buddy. Keep fighting. And we're going to be honestly interested in your continued coverage, because he's not stopping. He's just going to keep on pumping out the articles in the interim. While he's receiving chemotherapy, which began Wednesday of last week, or Wednesday a couple of weeks back. It's going to be challenging. There are going to be obstacles, but we love you, Bryce, and we appreciate you sharing that with all of us. And like he put it in the article so eloquently, and I can't possibly do it justice. So read it. It's a really good read. But what he said was, he's covered a lot of people, lot of sports stars over the course of his career, and shared a lot of their trials and tribulations, and has been amazed by their honesty. And so he felt obliged to do the same, and it was incredible. So well done, and best luck in your fight against cancer.
Oh, dude, he'll be fly fishing in Wyoming soon.
Yeah,
which is like his favorite thing to do.
Right on.
Yeah, man.
Right on.
All right. Coming up next, there's still a lot to get to. We barely even scratched the surface. We have some stunning audio from an Astros game. I don't even know if we can play this.
I don't know if we can play it either.
Unfortunately, you can't hear it, but we can describe it.
Yeah, I get. Well, maybe we can we find a way to like turn up the volume?
I tried.
And bleep
Verlander,
it?
the crowd is so loud, and Verlander is like the same decibel level.
I love it so much.
Same.
We'll describe what we're talking about in a little bit here. But first, get to the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store offers these arch supports that, I mean, they help you with the foundation of your whole body, which is your feet, right? So if you're experiencing joint pain in your back, in your knees, in your hips, in your ankles, in your feet, go to the Good Feet store, and they have a solution for you. So what they do is they measure your feet. They make sure that they form fit the arch supports to the curvature of your arch. As it turns out, you don't have one arch in your foot, you have four, and they measure all four, and they get you a perfectly fit, formed arch support that you slide into any footwear you own, and you walk around them every single day. They strengthen your feet, they strengthen your arches, they relieve back pain, they relieve hip pain. Your knees will start feeling better. Your ankles, your feet will start feeling better. It's an incredible, at least that's what it did for me. And this is what they boast. They can get you on a better road to good health. It starts at the Good Feet store. So go to goodfeet.com to book your appointment today. And while we can't play the audio for you, we'll describe what happened to PitchCom coming up next.
in the YouTube chat, I just tell him to shut up.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
J-Riff though?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
No, it makes sense. You and Jonathan Rifkin have a feud. This is not news. This is literally, we had a basketball game to help settle the score, which you lost.
Mm-hmm. And I got my ass kicked.
Now the damn trophy still lives in our.
It's in here right now.
I hid it, actually.
Is it in here?
Yeah, it's behind the couch over there.
Oh, it's over there. Yeah. It's and unfortunately it's Jonathan's name on it instead.
But everyone else jumps in. Jonathan Garcia says, "Go to sleep, Jonathan."
Wow. Wow.
No, he's too busy exercising because Travis just got an alert on his watch.
I was gonna see if I could find him. I guess I cleared it out. There's several a day. He works out a lot.
Does he?
Yeah, like a lot.
Here's my question: is which wrist does he wear it on, and is he a righty or a lefty?
Because one time didn't he clear a circle or whatever you call it during his show?
He just
yeah.
He just walked 7,000 steps in 3 minutes.
I got a notification at 2:00 in the afternoon that was J-Riff has closed all 3 rigs, and I'm like, he's on the air.
So
he's
is he just sitting there going like this?
I don't know. Maybe he's doing push-ups in there. I don't know what he's doing. Could be. I have no idea. Is that outside of camera view? Is that what you're trying to do?
This from Reggie Bush's lawyers. Listen to this statement. So our lawsuit is based on the NCAA maliciously attacking his character through a completely false and highly offensive statement that was widely reported in the media, substantially and irreparably damaging his reputation. This, of course, talking about how Reggie Bush is suing NCAA for defamation. Okay. There is a lot of bad blood between Bush, and I should say his family, and the NCAA. The Heisman Trophy Trust has long maintained that because Bush's 2005 season was vacated due to NCAA violations, he was not eligible to win. However, the NCAA went back to restore his records and expected that the trophy would be returned. It has not. He still does not have his Heisman. This has been going on forever. This has been going on forever and ever with Bush and the NCAA.
So the statement that he's actually suing over kind of read like this, and it's a quote straight from the NCAA that got distributed to ESPN, CBS, Yahoo, all the major publications that cover college football. This was the quote. Although college athletes can now receive benefits from their names, images, and likenesses through activities like endorsements and appearances, NCAA rules still do not permit pay-for-play type arrangements. The rules that govern fair play are voted on, agreed to, and expected to be upheld by all NCAA member schools. So there's somehow a difference between pay-for-play and name, image, and likeness.
Yeah. Also in the lawsuit, the lawyers from Reggie Bush saying the NCAA statement is completely false and highly offensive. The NCAA knew Mr. Bush was never even accused of or involved in, much less sanctioned for, any pay-for-play arrangement, which never occurred. So
now wait, he did though, didn't he?
Well, okay. So if you go back and you look at this, his family received certain benefits. I think I'm fuzzy on the exact details.
Wasn't it an uncle was able to get some cash out of something?
I think he had an uncle potentially who worked for USC. He had, I think his family, whether his parents or just his father, received a home. Like there was stuff. Again, I'm fuzzy on the details, so don't quote me on that.
But that's the pay for play part of it. You come play for us, and magically your dad will get a home. All of a sudden, you just happen to have some keys there to the new Porsche.
Yeah,
that's pay for play.
Well, that's again, that's what the NCAA vaguely, or I should say, is vaguely alleging in a statement like that. What's strange about it is, when you come out publicly and you say anything, you are exposing yourself to obviously potential lawsuits, but obviously also, potentially just looking stupid. I think the NCAA looks really dumb here and looks very petty. I think this is a little bit like how we look at marijuana now in this country, and how there's a lot of people still in jail for partaking in something that at the time was illegal, but now is looked at like, oh my gosh, like you're in prison because you had a couple of grams of weed, like stuff like that. It gets strange, like, because times change, and yeah, rules can or should be followed. I should say most rules should be followed, but there are some stupid rules. And as time changes, we realize, like, oh, yeah, like segregation was a stupid rule. Shouldn't have done it. It's not like we go back and say, well, all of those people who are different colors, I mean, those were the rules then. So until they die, that's the way it should be forever. No, like that was a bad thing, and we fixed it. The same way we look at marijuana now, the same way we look at name, image, and likeness. I think if you're going to hold somebody accountable to the old rules currently, you're just thinking about life completely backwards, and that's what the NCAA is doing.
It's such a weird hill to die on for the NCAA. Like, Reggie Bush had one of the greatest seasons in college football history. And what happened at the time, and thank you, Bleacher Report, who put up the cliff notes of the exact timeline of Reggie Bush's scandal when he was in college. And it goes like this. USC did not pay Reggie Bush to play football. USC did not give his family a home in exchange for their son playing football. USC did not buy Reggie Bush a car or give him money to purchase a car. No USC booster or patron ever gave Bush or his family any money or any other financial benefits. The drama all came from Lloyd Lake, who was an ex-convict who had delusions of becoming a sports agent. When he left prison, he realized that a friend of his, Reggie Bush's stepfather, Lamar Griffin, had a stepson, Reggie Bush, who was gaining fame playing college football. Lake provided Griffin a home as well as other benefits in return for his stepson, Reggie Bush, signing with Lake's fledgling sports agency when he decided to play in the NFL. So it was all about who was going to represent him past college, and that's how the money came into play, which is illegal. You're not allowed as an agent to go pay players or players' families to sign with you when they're done with college.
Well, if the NCAA, I mean, so the lawsuit is because of how they worded that statement to ESPN, saying we still do not say that pay for play is okay. Yeah, so they're essentially labeling Reggie Bush as participating in pay for play.
Reggie wants his Heisman back. Reggie wants all the records that he set when he was playing college football to be back in his name, and they've been all vacated since 2005 when he had this incredible season. And the investigation a few years later made sure all those records were off the books. The Heisman Trophy was not his anymore. That's what he's fighting for his legacy to be returned to him.
I disagree with that. I think he's fighting for a check. I think he's fighting for cash.
Oh yeah.
Which, I mean,
I don't know
I
the
probably
details
would too,
of the lawsuit, but yeah, I mean, when you're suing for defamation, I mean, usually included in the lawsuit is pain and suffering, loss of potential revenue that could have been generated during that time if your name wasn't defamed. Like, this could be a landmark case in athletes against the NCAA, because if Reggie wins, if you say this goes crazy and he doesn't settle out of court and it goes to trial and he's very principled in this fight, in this dispute, I mean, this could end up being one of those times where we say, wow, I mean, yeah, he benefited personally from it, whatever millions of dollars that he's suing them for, or hundreds of thousands. I don't know if there's any money attached to it. I'm assuming there is.
Yeah.
But the point being, like, this could also be one of those things where we look back and we say, oh, well, no, because now there's legal precedent that a player going against the NCAA, much like when players' name, image, and likeness were being used in video games, and that went to the courts, and then it was ruled that, I mean, I received one of those checks. I
was going to say, you got broke off too.
Yeah, I got a couple of $100, $400 maybe. I forget.
You should up that number when you tell the story.
$400 million.
I got $4,000 million. No, I got a couple $100, but think about it. I'm one of thousands and thousands of former college football players who got those checks. So you're talking about millions upon millions of dollars that had to be paid back, again, off of the exploitation and free labor from a lot of these players, while these universities and these conferences and the NCAA was benefiting billions of dollars off their play.
You remember how shady that was with those NCAA football games too? They wouldn't put your name on the player. It would be the number.
Yeah.
All right.
And that was part of the whole legalese stuff. And they just hid behind the fact that, oh, there's too many college football players. We can't put everyone's name on it.
Right.
Yes, you could.
Yeah. It's look, here's the reality of this landscape in college football. It is the Wild West right now. There aren't a ton of guardrails in place with name, image, and likeness. And there's a lot of coaches that speak out against this, but there's a lot of coaches who speak out against this publicly, but behind the scenes, they're benefiting greatly from it. So I don't know if much is going to change in terms of like the near term, because I think there's a lot of people who are benefiting, and some players obviously are benefiting from this. Many players are benefiting from this. Like, this is going to make life a lot easier for athletes. But cases like this, where we're going back and rehashing history, and Reggie Bush's name, for example, or other superstars who have been penalized in the past. I mean, this may be the first of many we see. It's going to be a really interesting time here.
I will say, you said it's the Wild West. That's absolutely true. And there are people, alumni from every single college city in America, who are trying to figure out a way to not make it the Wild Wild West and actually benefit these students in a healthy way. And J.R. Tolver, who you're going to hear from on Saturday, and maybe we should have him on the show before Saturday.
Yeah, man.
But he is doing something really cool with San Diego State right now. It's azteclink.com. It's an awesome place where fans of the Aztecs can go to help support players of the Aztecs in situations. Say somebody's moving to San Diego from, I don't know, New York, just throw one out there. And they get to San Diego and they're like, oh man, these housing prices are ridiculous. How am I supposed to afford rent while I'm playing college football? J.R. Tolver's website, azteclink.com, helps figure out different housing situations, different endorsement opportunities, a lot of different things for these Aztecs players. And it's all alumni run, which I think is the way to do things like that.
Yeah. And really, I remember when I was playing football at Penn State and I had a full academic scholarship, and a lot of people would probably hear any of the complaints I had, like it was just belly aching from a kid who's having his tuition paid for. Like, what do you got to complain about? A lot, because I came from a family that was broke, and I was living in a place that, even though Pennsylvania rent and the price of goods was relatively low, I didn't have a lot of cash flow. So I was left begging teammates to help me out who had parents who made more money than my parents did.
Right.
And so I was constantly in debt to all my buddies. Like, is that the right system? Like, so I mean, like, for anybody out there who's critical of any player who defends himself in this conversation, just put yourself in their shoes. Be empathetic. Imagine if you came from, I mean, and look, by the way, we were broke. We weren't like desperate poor. I played with desperate poor guys who literally would get grants from the United States government. We're talking about Pell Grants, a couple of $1,000 per semester. They'd send it all home. They would eat ramen, chicken noodle soup and stuff like that. And they would just give whatever money they got from their athletic scholarship, any stipends they got back home to help out their family. I mean, so it's one of those things, man, where a lot of people don't see a lot of this. They see the games, they see the celebrity, they see the fun that these guys are having on Saturdays, and they think, oh, well, life's easy. Well, no, I'm telling you, it's not.
Right.
In many cases, is what it wasn't.
So with azteclink.com, there's a bunch of different tiers you can do. 99 cents a month is the lowest one. Like, if you're telling me you can't do 99 cents a month if you're an Aztec fan, I mean, just go check it out. Check out the website, azteclink.com.
Okay. Coming up next, is PitchCom improving baseball, or is it just pissing everybody off? We'll get to that next. Coming up next, pitchers no longer have voices in their head, and it's annoying them. That's next. Major League Baseball updated how catchers communicate with pitchers, and the Astros were really at the heart of it all. So the Astros, they were cheating. Apparently, they were the only team cheating back in the mid-2000s when they were caught allegedly in 2017 stealing signs, using electronics, and relaying them to the dugout. And then the dugout would bang on trash cans, and then the hitters would know what the pitchers were throwing.
You heard that infiltrated into the world of chess?
Say it again.
Wait, what?
That infiltrated into the world of chess?
Wait a second. Sign stealing?
Well, okay, this is going to be a little, I might have to say part of this in your ear, but someone was caught, and then it's since been adapted into an episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which was hilarious. But someone got caught on the world stage of professional chess.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Oh,
okay. Now,
okay.
what did that buzzer that was placed somewhere inside the bodies of chess players?
It had a series of different vibrations and stuff that would, like, if the person was going over the thing, it would buzz and say that was the move to make.
Interesting. So like they would put their hand over the chessboard, and like
it was a lot more complicated.
If their fingers touched the rook and they got two buzzes,
that's not the guy.
It was a lot more complicated. They had a whole,
which, by the way, that's taken from poker. So poker, if you have a dealer who's lifting their cards too high, cheaters will go to casinos and they'll have buzzer systems set up where a buzzer is hidden on or inside of somebody else, and there's a whole buzz system based on face cards. So
interesting.
So that's what Jose Altuve was doing.
Well, so yeah, Jose Altuve may or may not had a buzzer on or inside of him in 2017. Anyways, so like PitchCom is something that's been tested at the minor league level for a very long time. And it's made its way to Major League Baseball. It's now allowed. Most teams have gone to it because it is a very easy way to hide any visible signs for a pitch selection. Now, the way it works is the catcher presses a button, and in the pitcher's ear, or hidden in the hat, is a little speaker that actually says fastball, slider,
Low and away.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Sinker. The catcher wears a Nintendo Power Glove and literally presses down, away. Yeah. Fastball.
Yeah. Down, away, fastball. Or so it's and sometimes they have nicknames for him because you could program the thing to say whatever they want. So, dirty two-finger knuckler. Wait, what? I mean, my hat would be saying all sorts of stuff. Anyways, so Justin Verlander, who now plays for the Astros after being traded from the Mets mid-season amid their collapse.
If that pitch is called in, it's definitely a buzzer.
Yeah. Give him the super wet spitball. Why does my hat moan so much when you press spitball? Oh, sorry. When I was recording, I was playing chess.
Well, anyways, when Austin Nolan was the catcher, it was actually his voice that was coming through PitchCom.
It could be anybody. It could be Siri. It could be Austin Nola. Imagine Austin Nola was just a voice of PitchCom,
or if it was just Ha-Sung Kim. Pitcher's always I don't know. I don't
speak Korean. I'm not sure why every pitch is in Korean, but this is harder. This is much harder.
Audio, we got to play it now. It's tough to understand, especially if you're listening on AM radio, but give it a shot. This is Justin Verlander yesterday on the field after there was issues with his PitchCom because it was in Spanish for a little bit.
Yeah. Did you hear him? Did you hear him? So Alex Cora, Red Sox pitcher or manager, was walking out because the Astros were, obviously Verlander was on the mound. His guys were up at bat. And Verlander was shouting at Alex basically to get off the field and told him to F off. I'm very curious if you can program curses into PitchCom.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
You got to.
Let's hear it.
낮고 멀리 있는 패스트볼.
That's called send him the red hot piss missile. Am I accurate on that one? I speak Korean. All right, coming up next, we are going to continue our divisional breakdown in the NFL. We head to the AFC North next. Also, you want tickets? We have 3 pairs of concert tickets. We have a pair of Aztecs tickets for the home opener. We're playing What's in the Box. Woo! That's coming up next hour.
And we're number 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by AutoZone. Padres, they lose to the Marlins last night, 3-0. Day off today, or no, day game today, day off tomorrow before they head to Milwaukee for 3 games against the Brewers. A Yankee season going just about as bad as the Padres. New York loses their 9th straight game, marking the team's longest losing streak since 1982. College football, the San Diego State Aztecs, they open up their season at home this Saturday against the Ohio Bobcats. Pre-game coverage getting underway at 2 o'clock on Saturday. John Schaefer, J.R. Tolver, Ted Leitner, and Rich Orberger will have the kickoff at 4. All of that can be heard right here on San Diego Sports 760. And if you want a full preview of this Saturday's game, be sure to listen to the Brady Hoke Coaches Show. That comes back tonight, 6 o'clock right here on San Diego Sports 760. Rich and John will sit down with the coach for a full hour to preview this weekend's matchup against Ohio. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions do apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Yeah! Woo! That is an hour to yell because we're busy. We are busy on a Wednesday. We got so many things to get to. A lot of NFL talk here coming up because the Padres depress us all. Every time they give us a little glimpse of hope and fortunes beyond what we've experienced this season, they dash those hopes by being shut out for the 11th time this season.
Okay, but even if they win tonight, they win this series, I mean, I'm still okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking it's done. But
Yeah.
we're going today.
We are.
Petco's cool.
Yeah,
I love it.
Petco Park's awesome. Petco, I mean, dude, I love carne asada, everything, and there's plenty of things you could get carne asada there.
Our diet starts tomorrow.
That's right. We're gonna
Wait,
eat
hold on. Whoa,
Mediterranean
wait.
diet.
I've only had really turkey in the past like 3 days.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, well, Sunday I had stuffing and mashed potatoes, but
I
Monday,
had
Tuesday
sushi
I had
last night,
turkey.
but I do think that's okay on the Mediterranean diet.
I'm pretty sure as long as you have whole grain. So if you use brown rice for the sushi, you're fine.
Yeah, it was not brown rice.
Okay.
It was like sushi at a
We're
restaurant.
not doing well
Which
here.
I was also going to say they have sushi at Petco Park, which is actually pretty good.
I've been following the diet pretty good. So the past 2 diets, I've been doing the paleo. I did the paleo pretty good. Now I'm off to a good start with Mediterranean.
Really?
And I feel like every time I ask you guys, you're like, not so good.
But okay, I did good for the first month, I feel like. And then when paleo hit, I'm like, oh.
I'll be honest, the way it got to my head, I lost 11 pounds. I got really excited.
And you just stopped.
And you're like,
No,
I
I
should
didn't
celebrate with In-N-Out.
Much more mindful of what I've been putting in my body. But paleo was rough. I've been better on this one.
Okay. All right. So this one started Monday. We're going to do the Mediterranean diet for the next week and a half. And then we're going to weigh in that next Monday. And I mean, if we get down, say as a show, we get down another 30 pounds, are we calling it? Or
I'm fine with that. I think I've learned a lot. Okay. I haven't been eating chips.
I'm fine with
that. And that's that. Next on the Fat Guy Tuesday's return.
Lucinda K told me yesterday that I look skinny. Like, that's a win.
Oh,
Dude,
wow.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, and she knows. She definitely knows.
her eyes were dilated though, so you looked like you were a million miles away.
She had just went to the optometrist. Sorry. Okay.
Just real quick, guys.
Yeah,
Let's just do these 20 mentions, and then we'll get them out of the way.
Right. Yeah. So we've been giving giveaways. We have 19 of them. So let's start from the top.
You go. 4.
Let's just trade them off.
We have 4.
Let's trade them off.
Okay. All right. So Ben, why don't you take the first one?
Okay. Well, the first one's the big one, and that's what we're playing What's in the Box for. Okay. So the San Diego State Aztecs, the opener of the season is this Saturday at Snapdragon Stadium. The game starts at 4 o'clock. You can come find us in Aztec Village starting at 2 o'clock. John Schaefer, J.R. Tolver on the air. Ted and Rich obviously have the call starting at 4. But we do have a pair of tickets to give away to that game. This is the first pair of tickets that have been given away on this station this year, and they saved it for Big Rich, TD, and Fletch because who schedules the giveaways? this guy.
Yeah. Right on.
Ever Aztecs tickets in 2023.
I can't
Or
wait.
at least football tickets.
So we're playing for those at 7:30.
Okay. All right. We also have a pair of tickets to go see 50 Cent at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater on August 31st. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com.
Okay. And we have 2 other pairs of tickets. You could see Pantera at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater on August 26th, or at the very same venue, you could see Godsmack the next day on August 27th. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com. I'm going to tell you right now, sometime during this segment, we're going to give away one of those 2 pairs. So if you're a Pantera fan or you're a Godsmack fan, you are getting a pair of those 2 tickets coming up in this segment.
Other big giveaway. This one you got to go online for. All right.
Okay. Talk to me.
Next Friday, we're going to do our next drawing for our listener golf day.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's already coming up.
Free golf with Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
Free golf with Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. To win that, you head over to sportssd.com, contests and promotions tab. You'll see free round of golf with Big Rich, TD, and Fletch presented by Long Ball, which we will drink plenty of when we take you out to the golf course.
Copious amounts of Long Ball coming your way.
So we took Aaron Zazara out with us a couple weeks ago now. That was awesome. That was at Carlton Oaks. The new golf course has not yet been determined, but our crack sales guy Dom is working on it. Daniel and Dennis from Long Ball are working on it, and we do have a date set. So make sure you get over to sportssd.com and log on to win. Having all the sex.
You too could have a song written about you if you just head on over to where?
Sportssd.com, contests and promotions tab. I will put the link on Twitter right now.
I almost said sdsports.com. I almost blew it.
We got to do it. It
rhymed.
The NFL season is just 8 days away. So we need to do our next divisional preview.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I don't think it's 8 days away.
Right?
No, I think it's a week from 8 days away.
It's a week from 8 days away. It's not next Thursday. It's the week from 8 days away.
Wow, that's still really close.
Yeah, it is very close. Yeah. Which means we may have false started on doing our divisional preview.
It's all good.
We don't care. We're going to keep going down this path because guess what? The Padres stink right now. Okay. Let's talk AFC North. We have win totals. We are going to give our guesses, overs and unders there for the season win totals. But the Baltimore Ravens, they're expected to have a strong season in 2023. So if you rewind the clock to the end of last season, a lot, and I mean a lot of contention between Lamar Jackson and the front office. He wanted a big contract extension. They did not want to budge. He doesn't have an agent. Everybody was hypercritical of that. It worked out for Lamar Jackson. He signed a gigantic contract this offseason, and he gets all the money instead of sharing the 3% that's requisite to pay an agent. So he's happy. Then he made some requests. I want some big-time receivers to come through the doors over here. He said, I want DeAndre Hopkins and I want Odell Beckham Jr. He got one of the two.
Right.
He got Odell. He's a Raven. So offensively, the Ravens they're looking pretty good.
I agree. But I don't know why. But there's something there that still makes me question this team. There's something there that still makes me go, I just don't know if I believe. And it's kind of a prove me wrong type of a feeling. The over-under set at 10.5. That's the line.
Yeah.
I feel like it's under.
Oh, wow. Okay, I am definitely taking the over on the Ravens. Okay, and here's why. They've got the best kicker in the league, Justin Tucker. That's hugely consequential. Your season could ride on wins of 3 points or less. They have a healthy Ronnie Stanley who will improve, obviously, offensive output, protecting Lamar Jackson, opening up holes on the offensive line for their running backs. Mark Andrews is still in Baltimore. Unbelievable pass catching threat at tight end. I'm big on the Ravens. And defensively, a John Harbaugh team is always stout on defense. The Ravens have been for years. Yeah, I'm taking the over of 10.5.
They did lose a preseason game.
They did, yeah.
So I don't know. I do think I'm going over. I see what Travis is saying, and I am tempted to lean that way. I don't think it's an easy over, by the way. I am going over if Lamar Jackson's healthy.
That's where my hang-up lies.
He is healthy, though.
He is healthy.
He's healthy currently.
If he's healthy the whole season.
Well, but you can't.
I know you can't. I'm saying over.
Okay, Ben's over. Okay.
Next thing we have is the Bengals.
Bend over.
I did like how that got hashed out.
I'm over. Over for wins for the Ravens. 10.5. That's a tough number. Bengals, this number is actually contested by a few different gambling websites. BetMGM had it at 11.5. FanDuel had it at 10.5. So there's a little bit of wiggle room. I took the one with the closest odds in terms of this was minus 120. The other one was minus 170. So over under Bengals 11.5. What are we feeling?
All right. You have an offense with one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. You have two of the best receivers in the NFL. Let me think. They are an explosive offense. Defensively, better than average for the past 2 years. Yeah, I'm taking the over. I think it's the AFC North is going through obviously these two teams. It's the Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens, and I don't. Well, we'll get to the Browns and the Steelers, but yeah, I'm taking the over. And this feels also the same way I'm feeling about the Ravens. This kind of feels like an easy over.
This feels like an easy over to me, but it's part of that is because the way I feel about the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to fall apart just a little bit. I actually think the Ravens feel like a 10-win team to me, which opens up a couple more wins for the Bengals. This feels like an easy over as well.
Looking at our list of over-unders here, we are a very optimistic show, and it shows.
Everybody's over.
Rich only has 2 unders.
Yeah.
Through all the teams we've done so far,
Well,
and it's the Texans and the Colts.
We've done 8 or 10. We've done 10. And so
we've done
80% of mine are overs?
Yeah. That's not going to happen.
That is not going to happen.
But I'm also over with the Bengals. I don't see them going under 11.5 wins. I think Joe Burrow's too damn good.
Can just everyone win all the time?
Yeah, that's basically what we're saying. All right, here's one where that might change. Steelers, flat 9.
Yeah, wow.
Kenny Pickett, year 2. I believe the backup there is still Mitch Trubisky, in case Kenny Pickett goes wrong. Najee Harris, year 3 in the league, or year 2 in the league?
Year 3, I think.
Year 3.
Yeah. All right.
Steelers went 9-8 last year. I think they're improved from last year. So I have to go over. I have to.
Yeah.
I mean, Tomlin, I love the guy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a tough line. I just don't see a losing season in Tomlin's future.
I do.
Wow.
They have the worst quarterback in the division.
This is true.
I mean,
this is true.
You're playing against Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Deshaun Watson. The under is hitting. I'll take the under.
I get to do something we have not had so far. Push, baby.
Wait, no, you can't bet on a push.
I can absolutely push.
You
the line is set at 9.
You can't put money on a push.
I want to.
You can't. You got to
But 9's the number.
I'm deleting what you just put.
That's not a real
no push.
There's no push.
Then I have to go under.
All right. So Kenny Pickett's their quarterback. That's a big problem. Moving on to the defense, though. I mean, T.J. Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick, Cameron Hayward. They have a dominant defense. Is it good enough to carry them to a winning record in the AFC North, which is a crowded field? I say absolutely not. I like you. I'm a huge Tomlin fan. I think the guy is a player's coach, and he's an incredible coach. But this is going to be a continuation of some of the growing pains for Kenny Pickett at the league level.
Here's the easiest one I've had so far. The Cleveland Browns set at 9.5 wins. Under.
Browns are a dumpster fire. I mean, it's this one to me is the easiest pick here.
This is going to be the easiest cover of the season to watch.
All
They're
right.
going over.
They have 13 wins.
Yeah, I can't throw in with the Browns. I'll take the under as well. We're in consensus here. I just don't have any trust in Deshaun Watson after what I saw last season. It kind of feels like watching the Denver Broncos and having the warm and fuzzies about Russell Wilson. Anybody sure that he's going to have a great season this year? I'm not.
No.
So I feel very similarly about the Browns this year. I mean, Deshaun Watson was objectively bad in his return to football. Now, he's had a full offseason. Obviously, he's, I guess you could say, made good or made better with the NFL. He was definitely cozy with the commissioner recently. But, putting those despicable things that he was alleged to be involved in behind him, which included 20 plus civil suits of sexual misconduct. Yeah. I mean, some of that is still hanging over his head.
Yep.
I just don't see how this is going to be a great step forward, a great leap forward for the Cleveland Browns.
Now, which team in the AFC North are you most excited to watch this year? Because for me, it's not even close. It's the Ravens.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of stuff there with Lamar Jackson where he needs to perform big this year. He needs to live up to what he was paid, and he wants to outshine what the Ravens thought of him.
Yeah, but I guess that makes me excited to watch the team. And the most exciting team for me to watch is the Bengals. They can light it up every single week.
T. Higgins, Jamar Chase.
That's fun, crazy,
man.
That's a great offense. I love offensive football, but the Browns are the most interesting team in this division to me because of the story arc of Deshaun Watson and frankly how the NFL handles it if the Browns do have a successful season. Now they go 7-10 last year, which was abysmal, and they signed this gigantic contract where Deshaun Watson's going to start cashing those big boy checks here coming up this season. So they've got a big decision to make if he doesn't look great.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he isn't amazing, very similar to the Denver Broncos, just talking about Russell Wilson, the Browns have a big decision to make. So yeah, Deshaun Watson and the Browns, I'm so curious how they look offensively, but I'm also very curious how this storyline is handled. Already in the preseason, you saw it. Right after the Browns-Packers kickoff game and the Hall of Fame game, a bunch of the commentators were chastised, I guess you could say, in news articles about the game where they were like, the way they spoke about Deshaun Watson's sexual misconduct abuse case was despicable because they were literally saying things like, yeah, listen, there were things in Deshaun's past that he's got to get through. Like, that's the way they were discussing it. So
yeah.
It's one of those things, man. It's a morbid curiosity. If the Browns are great, how do they handle all that?
If Deshaun Watson is great, how is his story handled?
Yeah.
Because we've seen it for years and years in the NFL. If someone's really good, all of a sudden everything off the field goes away.
Comeback player of the year, Deshaun Watson, candidate for comeback player of the year.
It's hard for me to imagine, but
I didn't say that.
What?
I didn't say that.
You're not allowed to say that on air.
Yeah,
I did it.
I know you did it.
Russ probably has a shoe-in for comeback player of the year, right?
Comeback player of the year.
Russ Wilson?
Yeah.
Actually, you want to hear something crazy? The handle in Vegas is insane on Russell Wilson right now. Like Russell Wilson, in terms of tickets turned in, is generating a lot of money for comeback player of the year. I think it's ridiculous. I think Damar Hamlin is going to win it hands down.
If he plays.
Oh, right.
Well,
right.
Even if he doesn't, that guy died on a football field last year. I mean, that's not even joking around. The guy's
no kidding.
heart stopped on a football field last year. Like, even if Russell Wilson has an MVP season, I mean, you can't give it to the guy who's like, yeah, well, I just went out there for a year and just sucked.
It's pretty spicy.
And now I'm a lot better. Like, Damar Hamlin's going to be in the crowd clapping like, I died. I literally died last year, and you're giving it to Russ?
Wait, hang on. Didn't Phillip win it 1 year after, he played a full season, and then Phillip Rivers won it the following year? Because he never missed a start, and he won comeback player of the year.
I don't remember. Did he win comeback player of the year?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I didn't remember him
about
doing
Phillip
that.
Rivers?
Yeah.
Comeback player, yeah. Well, I mean, but the year before, did anybody die on the field? just quick question there, because I don't think anybody did. I don't think he won.
2013, he won comeback player of the year.
Interesting. What did his 2012 year look like?
Yeah, that wasn't his ACL year, was it?
No, definitely not. That was back in 2006, I want to say. Phillip Rivers, 2020. Let's see, stats.
Rivers became known for his ability to cough up the football, fumbled 15 times, losing 7 through 15 interceptions.
Yeah, it was not a good year.
It's not great.
Okay, so, yeah, comeback player of the year in 2013. That was my first year with the Chargers. We won that playoff game. We got beat in Denver.
So that's what I'm saying. You could just suck 1 year and then have a really good year the next.
Yeah, and I mean, and by most measures, he really kind of had a crummy year there in 2012. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I was in a bowling league, and there was a woman on an opposing team who the first 5-6 games was terrible. I mean, terrible.
Yeah.
And then she had this massive handicap, and then all of a sudden, shockingly, started playing very, very well.
She sandbagged.
She
you guys.
sandbagged us. Yeah, she
Sandbagged
completely
the son of a
and
bitch.
and she won like $700 because she got like most improved player, comeback player, all these different $100 bills that were given to her. And I thought, I'm going to do that for the rest of my life.
I'll come clean. Philip sandbagged the 2012 season. He told me that he wanted North Turner fired because he loved Mike McCoy.
Well,
He
all I'm
wanted him
seeing
to be
is
his head
that
coach.
the Chargers and Phillip Rivers had a really bad year in 2012. They bring in this sly, gray-haired fox named Richard Ornberger in 2013. All of a sudden, they're winning playoff games.
All of a sudden, they're winning playoff games. He's completing nearly 70% of his passes.
Did Hardwick break his neck that season?
No, that was the next
The
year.
next one?
Yeah.
Oh, because he was trying to get comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
Real nice.
Yeah.
I think
Real
he
nice.
retired after that one.
Well,
yeah.
didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
He didn't get that trophy.
You snooze, you lose. Don't know if that applies here, but it felt right. All right, 844-570-1360, 844-570-1360. If you want Godsmack tickets, caller number 5 is getting them, 844-570-1360. And on the other side, we're giving away more tickets. We play What's in the Box coming up next.
The 2023 home opener for the Aztecs is this weekend. We have tickets. We're giving them away with a little game of what's in the box. But we need you to call right now, 844-570-1360. 844-570-1360 if you want to play what's in the box for Aztecs tickets. Next.
This update is presented by Staples Stores. Padres take a loss to the Marlins last night, 3-0. They'll be one more day game today against the Marlins, then off day tomorrow before they head to Milwaukee for 3 against the Brewers. College football, San Diego State, they open up their season at home this Saturday against the Ohio Bobcats. Pre-game coverage right here on 760 gets underway at 2 o'clock on Saturday. John Schaefer and J.R. Tolver will be on pre-game. Ted Leitner and Rich Ornberger have the kickoff at 4 o'clock. We got tickets to give away to that game, and those tickets are coming up next. If you want a full preview of this Saturday's game, be sure to listen to the Brady Hoke Coaches Show tonight at 6 o'clock right here on San Diego Sports 760. John Schaefer, Rich Ornberger, Brady Hoke. What a trio that is, huh? Staples has great prices on everything you need for back to school right now. 24-pack of Crayola crayons and comp books are just 50 cents each, and select notebooks are just 35 cents each. In-store only. Offer ends 8/26. Limit 30. School on. Save on at Staples.
Big Rashidi and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. A whole bunch of giveaways today, but the one we're doing right now, Aztecs, home opener against the Ohio Bobcats. It's this weekend. You can go buy tickets at goaztecs.com, or we're going to play this little game show that we don't have a theme yet, but it's being written right now in this studio.
Yeah. We're going to be singing.
Wait a minute.
We're going to be dancing. Oh, we should
We should sing it live.
Yeah. What's in the box? All right.
Wow.
So this is the way the game is played. We're going to welcome a listener contestant on the line. We're going to have that listener contestant paired up with, today, me and Travis, because Ben Fletcher chose what's in the box.
Right.
Now, what me and Travis are going to do is we're going to ask about 5 to 7 questions apiece. We haven't really figured out how many questions are allowed.
Still a little loose there.
And then our listener contestant can actually chime in and ask a question of his or her own at different times as well. At the end of which, that listener contestant can choose either me or Travis to give them a lifeline guess as to what we think's in the box. But ultimately, it comes down to you. Can you guess what's in the box for Aztecs football tickets? Okay, so on the line playing with us today is Matt. Matt, good morning. How are you doing? We're off to a great start with Matt.
Matt, are you there?
We can barely hear that. Oh, there's Matt.
Okay.
Great. How you guys doing?
Good. Did you set your phone down and not hear any of the rules or how this works, or are you aware of how this works?
No, I heard it. I was just getting ready.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Oh, I got you. Oh, kids are in school.
Good,
Right on. Is this is this the second day back for school? Is that where you're at?
No, we're second week.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Got started early.
Yeah, already rocking and rolling.
All right, Matt.
Overachievers.
So
Yeah.
you know the rules. Ben has hidden something in. Okay, so you can't see the box. So I posted it to our Instagram story at Big Rich TD Fletch. It's pretty big.
It's a pretty big box.
It's like 3 times the size of Ben's already quite large head.
Yeah.
And he is pretending to be struggling with it.
So heavy.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem all that heavy.
No, and the fact that he keeps talking about it, it's obviously something very, very light.
No,
Okay.
it's so heavy.
Okay,
All right, Matt.
So I feel like that's a clue right off the get-go, Matt.
Let's do this. Let's start peppering him with questions. I'm
Mhm.
going to ask you this, Ben. Is what in the box? Like, do you write with it?
No.
Okay, you do not write with it.
Okay, no, don't
I'm
write
gonna
with
keep
it.
some notes
Yeah,
here.
that's a good call. Start right. Now, so how about this one? Is it something that you eat?
No. Not saying that you can't.
Okay.
But no, most people would not eat.
You don't
That made it
eat it,
more confusing.
but you can.
I wouldn't recommend it.
And Ben does not recommend. Okay.
Wait, well, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Actually, let me ask you this question then.
It honestly might be poisonous. I don't
Hang
think-
on.
Okay.
Hang on, though. Sometimes poisonous things can taste good. Does it taste good?
Yes.
Really?
It does taste good?
Yes.
It tastes good. Oh, this is a big time clue.
Wait, what?
So it may be poisonous, but it tastes good.
Hold on. Is it a liquid?
No.
Not a liquid.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
Matt, do you have any guesses that you wanna throw our way?
Oh, can I purchase it at the grocery store?
Oh, that's a good-
Can you
that's a good
purchase at a
question.
grocery
You absolutely can, Matt.
Okay.
Okay.
It can be bought at a grocery store.
At grocery.
And remember, it's really heavy.
Okay. It is not heavy. I'm writing that down right now.
Wait, are you
not
sure that it tastes
heavy.
good?
Yes.
Okay. All right. No,
So
I like.
you've tasted it.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you this
In
question.
fact, so have you.
Okay. Is it? Huh? Is it gasoline?
Have you
What's it?
tasted
Sorry.
gasoline?
All right, maybe I'm the only one. Okay, maybe I'm the only one.
Wait,
It does taste good. It does taste good.
It's not a
It
liquid.
might be poisonous.
Oh
and
wait,
it
it's
tastes
not a
good.
liquid. I
We
forgot.
already asked that.
I forgot
damn
we said that.
It's not
Wait.
gasoline, Matt.
It's not gasoline. Okay. If we purchase at the grocery store, it's not a liquid. It does taste good, but you should not eat it. It might be poisonous. These are all factual so far, right?
Wait, is it used for cleaning up things with?
No.
It is not a cleaner. Not a cleaner.
What was the first question you asked?
Do you write with it?
Okay, right. That's what I thought. And the answer was no.
Definitely not. Definitely you can't write with it.
Wow. Man, oh man. Is it an office supply?
No.
Okay.
Not office supplies. Okay.
You guys are asking the wrong questions.
All right. Let me ask this question then.
Like I spent so much time focusing on the size and weight of this thing. You guys haven't asked one question about the size or the weight
yeah.
of this thing.
Is it quite large?
No.
Okay, it is small.
Is it smaller than 6 inches?
Yes. And
Okay,
believe
wow.
me, I know what 6 inches is.
Smaller than 6 inches. Okay.
Matt,
Listen,
do you have any others here you want to throw out?
you got any questions for Ben on what's in the box?
So it said it's not food, but you can eat it.
You
I don't know,
really
does it-
shouldn't eat.
Does it smell?
Yes.
Oh, it
It
smells.
does smell.
Okay. Oh no, I don't want to ask that question.
I think we're over our allotted questions, but I have no idea what this is, so we're still asking
We
questions.
got to keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a dry erase marker?
No.
Yeah, well, you're right with that.
All right.
This question one.
Dude, I am
That's
so
what I thought
not
as well.
a dry
That's what
erase
I
marker,
thought. Is it smaller than 3 inches?
which also tastes delicious. Is it smaller than 3 inches?
If we're going like over under, you might have hit the number, but I would say yes, smaller than 3
It
inches.
is 3 inches.
Okay.
Time, it's only
Which, by the
11:30.
way, is
What-
actually quite large if
Yeah,
you really
right,
think about it. I mean,
exactly.
3 inches.
I mean, I would have thought you would have known exactly what 3 inches was.
And by the way, and there is no shame if
I think it's under 3 inches.
which is also fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, because it definitely depends on like what you do with that.
Okay,
whatever
come on,
is
next
yeah.
question.
Matt was saying something, and I didn't hear what he said. What did you say, Matt?
Oh, it's nothing. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Or nothing.
He's talking to people more
Yeah,
important
he's
than us.
he's
All right,
he's,
hang on.
he's doing a deal back there.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Here's what we have. This is where we're at.
This is very difficult.
This is where
by
we're
the
at.
way.
You don't write with it. You can't or should not eat it. It tastes good though. It's not a liquid.
Man.
It can be bought at a grocery store. It's not heavy. It's not gasoline. It's not a cleaner. It's not office supplies. It's about 3 inches. It smells, and it's not a dry erase marker.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you think about something that tastes good but you don't eat, what might you do with something that tastes good but you don't eat?
You would. Can you
Spit it out?
do you throw it?
But no, but it's not a liquid.
Travis
Wait a
might.
second. Wait a second.
Travis likes to throw things.
Wait a second.
Wait, hold on. Whoa.
Is it shoot.
It's not a liquid.
It's not a liquid.
It's a solid,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
and it tastes good, but we don't eat
But
it.
it might be okay, it's a solid. You just got that out of him. It's a solid.
Well, it's not a liquid.
Well, it could be a non-Newtonian substance.
Could be gray matter.
Is it gaseous?
All right.
I honestly have no idea.
Hang on.
I mean,
Don't give up, gang.
I'm like, I
Jesus.
feel like, is it? I thought mouthwash. That's a liquid.
No, it
can't
be
The
mouthwash.
You guys have like 30
The
seconds.
text line said beer. It can't be beer. That's a
No,
liquid.
Because Ben would say, "Drink it, like enjoy it."
The 615 wanted to know if this object came from his home.
Oh, did it come from your house?
From my house?
Yeah.
No, it came from the office.
Okay,
But I mean, I have this at my house.
Wait, did it come from not our office?
No, it came from the newsroom.
Over
But
here. Okay.
you have this at your house. You have this at your house. I have this at my house.
When you said we couldn't, or it's not supposed to be eaten, but we could eat it, I thought paste, but that's a liquid.
Do you brush your teeth with it?
No.
Oh,
you
God,
do
that's a
not.
good question.
Don't brush your teeth with it. Okay,
This
that's
is so hard.
brush
Do you have any guess at all, Matt, of what this would be?
with it.
I mean, I would have guessed toothpaste, but that's clearly not it.
All right.
Wow,
all
we
right.
are not doing well here.
Is it something? No. Wait. Is it something that you put on food?
No.
Shoot.
Is it something that you put on?
It's a
Is it
whipped
a
cream.
shoe?
It's a whipped cream bikini.
Is it a tiny 2.5-inch shoe?
It's
Is it
something.
deodorant?
No.
Oh,
That is a good
It
guess.
does-
And by the way, in the right neighborhood, Matt.
yeah, and
It
tastes
does-
great.
Tastes good.
Wait,
my
that's in
gosh!
the right
Oh my
neighborhood?
gosh! Oh my gosh, Matt, you can choose between me or Travis if
Yeah.
you want
You
a
can-
lifeline
yeah,
guess,
yeah,
and I suggest you choose me.
I'll choose you.
Holy cow! I'm going to guess, Matt, that it's chapstick. And Matt, do you want to accept my guess and take that as your guess as to what it is?
I'll take it.
You may be common folk without a hint of pride.
I honestly have no idea. This is the hardest game we've ever come up with in our lives.
I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. We guessed it. It's chapstick, Matt.
Oh man, you just won yourself a pair of tickets to the Aztecs 2023 home opener against the Ohio Bobcats. Everybody else is going to GoAztecs.com to buy tickets. But Matt, you are headed there because you guessed what's in the box. How you feeling, buddy?
I feel pretty good. It's a bit of a train wreck, but we made it.
Yeah,
Dude,
it didn't feel
You're
like
not
a train
kidding.
wreck. I just felt like it was a tough road. It was a big climb. It took us 41 questions, and when you said you knew what it was, I had absolutely no idea.
You know what? This game should last as long as it takes. I hope our listeners have a lot of time in the morning, because sometimes we're gonna just be like, we didn't get this segment. We're gonna do it coming up next.
I think that's fine. We can carry it over into other segments.
I really thought that was going to be easy.
Wow, that was a great. By the way, that was a great item to put in such a large box. Yeah. Even though you said it was small, cherry chapstick. Wow. Yeah, even though you said it was very small, the box threw me off. Although I did guess dry erase markers. I guessed a lot of things that I just admitted to tasting a lot of things that I wish I wouldn't have admitted.
Like gasoline,
which. Okay. I do not encourage anybody to taste gasoline. It doesn't taste that bad. Look, the point is, it's not about me. It's about Matt, guys. He's going to the home opener for the Aztecs. The football team's taking on the Bobcats, and that's a big, big deal. That is a big deal. Okay. Wow. I'm exhausted.
Oh my God.
It took a lot out of me.
I just saw this on the rundown here. Okay.
Tease it.
No, it's the TikTok thing, right? Okay, so I literally Okay. I had to look up tanning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But it wasn't that part of the anatomy.
Right. But
it was just like on the other side.
Look, next level
guys.
Yeah. Next level fit guy stuff is winding down. So I was thinking we should go out with a bang. And there's a couple ideas that we found online recently that could really help us get into better shape or improve our skin health or our sex drives.
And we'll be better people.
And just honestly become better people. And we'll explain exactly what those items are on the other side. We cover a lot of ground on this show, and we will continue to be on the forefront of great content planning for our listenership.
I also want to say I'm sorry to the texters. My text line was not refreshing, so I did not see the multitude of people saying, come. How
about 760 got it like 4 minutes before you guys?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
That was a great guess. I mean, Chapstick, if it weren't for your clues, Ben, I don't think you led the horse to water a little bit. I would not have been able to guess that correctly for our listener, Matt.
Not this horse. I died out in the desert.
This dude, Matt, though, he's going to see the Aztecs playing their home opener Saturday, kickoff 4 p.m. at Snapdragon Stadium. Tickets available at goaztecs.com. This will not be our last time giving away a pair of tickets. We're going to do it tomorrow, and we're going to do it Friday. So you just stay there. You keep listening for your opportunity. Also coming up on the show, we still have Pantera tickets to give away and 50 Cent tickets. Can't wait to do that.
Also tonight, 6 o'clock, the first coaches show of the year. John Schaefer, Rich Ornberger, full hour with head coach Brady Hoke. You're heading over to the Mesa right after we're done, right?
Yeah, we pre-record with the coach to make it a little bit easier on his schedule. So I'm going to be sprinting out of here as soon as we're done, getting over to San Diego State, sit down with Brady Hoke. And that's going to be in the can for 6 o'clock tonight. Looking forward to that chat. And that'll be every single Wednesday throughout the football season, except for bye weeks. Okay. So next level fit guy stuff is going swimmingly for us.
Literally
2 weeks ago, we weighed in on the show. We all lost a collective 30 pounds. Ben led the charge with 12. I lost 9, and Travis lost 6+ pounds. So
I lost 11, just to make it clear.
You were 11?
11
down. Okay. Well, that's good.
It's
good. Really good. We're planning on losing a whole lot more. We're on the Mediterranean diet currently. So if you want to continue on next level fit guy stuff, the journey that began 2 months ago, you can join in on the Mediterranean diet. That's what we're doing.
I wonder if we can do fish tacos.
We should go out. Oh yeah, probably like
fun.
Grilled fish.
Yeah.
A little
It
olive
can't be
oil.
beer battered, but
Yeah.
we could probably do regular fish.
Absolutely.
Is that like Rubio's?
Rubio's or at Petco Park today.
That's what I was thinking at Petco.
Yeah. They got
God, you're
tacos
so
there.
smart. You guys are so far ahead of me right now. You guys are living in the future. I'm living in the past.
You want some
I'm still
chapstick?
trying to wrap my head around how I didn't pick chapstick.
So I figured we should finish off next level fit guy stuff with a bang. If we are going to do our final weigh-in in a week and a half, maybe we should do a big send off, like where we have, like we improve ourselves in so many other ways. Like we're concentrating on just like losing weight, but what about our skin, guys? What about our sex drive? What about testosterone?
Right. This is a full package.
Yeah, there are so many ways you could get fit.
What are you trying to do to me?
Okay, like for example, Jennifer Aniston, who's 54 but looks like she's 20.
Right. Look, I mean, perfect skin.
Perfect skin. Like I want perfect skin.
Doesn't she use baby's blood though?
Nope.
Nope. That's a myth.
Yeah.
Turns out she's using a little known skincare ingredient called salmon sperm. Yep. It has been hailed as the next must-have Korean beauty ingredient. It's currently being offered at med spas with the promise to increase cell turnover and produce more collagen, improve pigmentation and inflammation. Salmon sperm. So here's what I suggest we do.
No.
Okay.
What? No,
Why?
why?
Don't say no.
You're
Come
already
on.
trying to get me to like eat seaweed moss or something.
We're doing that too. Because I already bought it and I keep forgetting to bring it in here. Which, by the way, sea moss is so spendy.
We could. Oh my gosh.
How much was it?
Salmon.
I'll tell you later.
Salmon DNA cream is $200.
Yeah, we need it.
No.
We need it all over our face. Which,
What
by
if
the
we
way,
just get a live salmon in here?
and just have it squirt on us? Okay, so check this out. Whenever you watch these nature documentaries, they swim upstream. The salmon lay their eggs, and then the male salmon actually just fire away on them from outside the eggs.
Dude,
Yeah, that's how
that works.
That's how they do it. They don't actually copulate. They like somebody like lays down the groundwork, and the other one just goes hammer time.
What a terrible life. It would suck to be a salmon.
Well, here's what I'm
You know how
thinking.
chickens' eggs get fertilized?
How?
You don't want to know.
Oh boy, you got to tell us.
I will in the commercial break.
Okay.
Wait, we've only gotten to facials.
Okay. There's also we can tan
Skincare.
we can tan our perineums Okay.
Yeah, the Giants manager does that.
Yeah.
Gabe Kapler.
Yeah. Yep. That's right. So all you got to do is
Prove it.
get in a weird
He
yoga
did a
pose.
full men's health article about it.
Here, I'll show you how.
Okay, let me see. All right,
Make sure you're on camera.
Rich gonna demonstrate.
Make sure he's on camera.
Hold on, I can't do it.
He's still.
That's what it looks like. And then you just point your asshole to the side.
Wait, did he just say that?
Yeah, he said that. I don't think you can say that word. Ben.
I dumped it.
Okay, good.
What is happening here?
I don't know. I can't. I dropped the camera.
Also,
so Rich was demonstrating. He was on his back. Legs were straight up at the sky.
So that's how you sun. That's how you sun the underparts.
Even if you're kind of off mic, you still can't cuss.
Oh yeah. Oh, and also, we can get in an ice tub or an ice bath, and that's going to boost our testosterone.
Yeah.
We got a break.
Let's get an ice bath in here with some salmon.
And I need a sun lamp.
Yeah.
Stat.
We're doing that next on Bigger, Sheedy, and Fletch.
It's hour 3 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update is presented by DraftKings. We're going to start off here with the San Diego State Aztecs, who open up their season at home this Saturday against the Ohio Bobcats. Pre-game coverage getting underway at 2 o'clock with John Schaefer and J.R. Tolver. Then Ted Leitner and Rich Orberger will have kickoff at 4. If you want the full preview of this Saturday's game, be sure to listen to the Brady Hoke Coaches Show tonight at 6 right here on San Diego Sports 760. Padres took a loss to the Marlins last night, 3-0. They could get just 2 hits in the losing effort, falling back to 6 games out of the postseason, 35 games left on the year. This update was presented by DraftKings.
Yo! Woo! Good morning and happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and we are doing it. It's hump day. A lot of you out there are just getting your morning started. We've been here since 6, and we've got to get back to something we were just discussing in terms of finishing Next Level Fit Guy stuff this summer with a bang. We've got some major ideas, and we have some audio that we haven't allowed Ben to listen to that we're going to be playing.
I don't think I could sign off on that.
No,
Fine.
you can. Oh, you can.
It's totally fine.
Just make sure you weren't like tanning your bum or anything and saying what you're doing out loud right before, so I have some delay built up.
Right. No, you're going to love it, and it is clean for air. It's going to be just fine.
Don't know if the first part is okay for air.
We do have, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have Ben listen to it. We do have 50-cent tickets or 50-cent tickets to give away here on the show. That's coming up in just a little bit. Okay. He's playing at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater on August 31st. Tickets info at Ticketmaster.com, as well as Pantera tickets. They're playing same place August 26th. Again, Ticketmaster.com for that information. And we just gave away a pair of tickets to the 2023 season opener for the Aztecs football team against who? The Ohio Bobcats. And joining us right now on the phone, Russ Eisenstein, the 16-year voice of the Ohio Bobcats. And Russ, first and foremost, thanks for joining the show. Super glad to have you on because we want to get a little bit of a scoop on the Bobcats. But before we get to any of that, are there actual Bobcats in Ohio?
Right.
That's where we would like to start. Yeah.
You guys are starting with the hard-hitting stuff first. Yes, there are Bobcats, sure, and it's Appalachian, Ohio, right? So we're down in southeast Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia down there. It's just a beautiful rolling hilled area of our country. A little bit different, obviously, from the layout of San Diego, but sure, you could find Bobcats who are pretty good at football as well in southeast Ohio too.
It's a perfect segue.
Yeah, it is.
That is a perfect segue because I want to talk about those Ohio Bobcats on the football field. Like last year, for example, offensively, a little bit of a struggle with the passing attack. What's that looking like this year? Because this is obviously a younger group in the Aztecs secondary. We talked to head coach Brady Hoke on Monday. How do you think they're going to fare this year in 2023?
Well, I think just as an overriding thought, this is the most talented and deepest team going into a season, I believe, in my now 16 seasons as the voice of the Bobcats. Now, remember, this is a golden age of Ohio football. There have been a couple of oscillations in there, but largely the expectations have been very high because there's been a lot of winning, and Frank Solich and Tim Albin, now Ohio's head coach in his 3rd season, have helped that along. And so there are high expectations, and Tim Albin's offense, when he was the coordinator, set records at Ohio, performances that Ohio hadn't seen before when it came to the passing attack intertwining with the run game. And Tim was most certainly working with the running backs there too. The bread and butter of Ohio has largely been the run attack. But when you add in the passing game there over the last, now 10 years, it's really been special. And so I think this is I think this is a talented, and I think this is a smart ball club with a very, very smart coaching staff. So you look at the numbers that Ohio was able to put up last year offensively. I think that team can be just as good, if not better, this year because you have Curtis Ward back at quarterback, and of course his brother set records in the CFL and set records at Ohio. And Curtis is sharp, strong arm, read option, runs it well, and a whole bunch of talent around him in the running game, tight ends, and wide receivers. I think that they will test a very, very good San Diego State defense.
And Curtis was named on the 2024 Reese's Senior Bowl watch list. You expect really good things out of him.
Yeah, and to come back the way that he has, it was just so tough how it all went down. On a snowy night in East Central Indiana and Muncie, and you guys may or may not have been watching that game as midweek action, of course. And near halftime, Curtis goes down to injury. Ohio still was able to win the game, and C.J. Harris is a very capable and talented quarterback, too. He was the bowl MVP. He hit the touchdown pass in overtime to beat Wyoming in the Arizona Bowl. So having Curtis back now healthy and good to go, you can't not think about what the possibilities could have been if he was healthy all the way through. Does Ohio win over Toledo in the MAC championship game, winning the first MAC title since '68? Does Ohio get another a different bowl selection or opponent? Who knows how that all goes down? But you can't change the past. You can only work on the future. And Curtis is very smart. He's engaged. So he's incredibly mature too. I mean, he's more mature than I am, right? I'm 43 and I'm single. And this guy is, wow, he's living life already. He's a star quarterback and he's going to get married. So all that wraps up to say, yes, he's good to go. The offense is good with him, and expectations are incredibly high for him.
Russ, do you think that Curtis, as well as the Ohio offense, has faced something like the Aztecs will throw at you on defense? We just know the history of San Diego State. The defense has always been king here. And now this year, I know the offense has been changed up a little bit with Ryan Lindley coming in, but the defense is still a priority for Brady Hoke and the Aztecs. Do you think that Curtis has seen anything like this before?
You know, it's interesting trying to think about in the MAC a 3-3-5 set, right? And so people look at those numbers who might not know football and say, well, what does that really mean? Well, obviously we know the strength is in the secondary there, and that's the setup. They can obviously do other things really well, top 20 in the country in so many categories, right? So I think Bowling Green might be a team that had that sort of layout. But Curtis didn't play against BG last year. C.J. Harris did. And so this will be the first time that Ohio sees that as the base set. But again, talking to Ohio's offensive coordinators and coaching staff, they know that the Aztecs have so much talent, particularly in the secondary, that they can move guys around. And so that 3-3-5 could be jumbled up a little bit. But Curtis is smart enough to be able to read, evaluate, make decisions. And Ohio's coaching staff trusts him to be able to do that too.
Russ Eisenstein joining us, voice of the Bobcats. We're going to hear his voice on this call coming up this weekend as San Diego State is taking on the Ohio Bobcats season opener. 4:00 kickoff pregame starts right here at San Diego Sports 760 at 2 p.m. Okay, so
not
Russ,
to drive a wedge with our new friend Russ here, but Russ, if you reach across the hallway there at Snapdragon Stadium, you will see Rich Ornberger.
That's
and
true.
I wonder if you two are going to have any sort of friendly rivalry going on in the game. Maybe Rich throws a punch. I don't know. Russ, do you have any sort of left hook?
I've never been in a fight before in my life, but I benched 335 and I repped 225 at 20 times. So if you want to, you could try.
Wow.
I mean, but look, this is all fun now. I mean, there are way harder things to do than to broadcast football, right? I mean, I get to wake up here in San Diego and I look into beautiful Petco Park from my hotel room right now. I get to see day baseball later today on the West Coast. I mean, this is wonderful. What a beautiful city. What a beautiful ballpark. What a great matchup to start the year. And yeah, they'll be getting after it on the field, but we don't need to fight in the press box. We're friends up there.
No fighting necessary. 225 is my warm-up set. Anyways, so Ohio Bobcats head coach Tom Albin, what is the general consensus in terms of the head coach? How do folks feel about him in those parts? Like you said, heading into the season, the prospectus is very good. So I'm assuming it's been positive reports.
Now, keep in mind, I'm 6 foot 185, and I'm doing that. So it would be comparable to that of a wide receiver, maybe in football. And if I was built all the way through, I would have been playing as opposed to broadcasting. So we all have our limitations, but I'm trying my best. Tim Albin, he is as good of a guy as you will ever find in all of college athletics. He is humble. He is down to earth. He cares about people in his program, around his program, in our region. He is just a good guy. And that's why it was so hard when Ohio had just 3 wins a couple of years ago, because, gosh, we knew Tim for so long. He'd been with Frank Solich as a coordinator and recruited so many of the great players that Ohio's had to win a lot. And it just was so difficult a couple of years ago in the 3-win season. And then to turn it last year. And every time that I introduce him at the start of our show on Monday, and sometimes in interviews, I say the reigning MAC Coach of the Year, because I want to give him his pub and his props. But he shies away from that. He's not very much that way. But luckily, there are other people that could do the talking for him. He is a very, very sound football mind. And he, as a coordinator, did so much for Ohio. And now that his coaching staff has stayed with him, right? That's rare these days.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah, they're all working together really well. And he's such a good man, and he deserves all the success that he and this program are having.
Unbelievable. We absolutely can't wait for it. We've been counting down the days, especially with the Padres season heading down the tubes. We're really looking for renewed hope with this Aztecs football team. Russ, we really appreciate the time. Can't wait to see you out there at the game, and good luck, but go Aztecs.
Yeah, it's good. It's a great game to play, the Week 0 game. Such a good program, such a great fan base, such a great city. My first time here, and I'm loving it already. It's going to be a lot of fun on Saturday, too.
Enjoy it, and thank you again for joining us on the line there. Russ Eisenstein, 16 years, the play-by-play voice for the Ohio Bobcats, and what he said is true. They're formidable. Like, this isn't going to be one of those, hey, we're playing against a team out there in the MAC, we're going to roll our helmets out there and win. No. This is a well-coached team. This
8 wins last year.
Yeah, and by the way, the offense returns a lot of key players. Defense has a really good defensive tackle. This is going to be tough. Now, last year they weren't able to mount much of a pass rush, and when you look at the film, they didn't get a bunch of turnovers as a result of that. So, you're going to see opportunities for this offense, especially as you're breaking in brand new offense with Ryan Lindley. But yeah, it should be a good game.
Aztecs have been hovering around 2.5, 3.5 point favorites. They've been kind of flip-flopping back and forth. Right now, the line is at 3 in favor of San Diego State, a 49-point over-under, which is high for San Diego State.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it speaks to obviously improvements with Jalen Maiden at quarterback that the Aztecs made offensively last year. And it also speaks to the Bobcats. They can score. So we'll see how the Aztecs defense fares against, like I said, an offense that returns a bunch of starters. And then in terms of this offense for the Aztecs, we don't know what we're going to get. And remember, for those of you who went to Snapdragon this preseason, saw the scrimmage, you're not showing your full hand. You're hiding a lot of what you intend to do, especially in the early weeks of the football season. Even then, sometimes, especially if you're if you find yourself ahead in any of these games, you're going to save some of that stuff for the regular season once you get into the teeth of your conference schedule. So I'm not saying it's going to look vanilla out there on Saturday. They're certainly going to try to win this game. All of them count in college football. So yeah, but I can't wait. It was nice talking to Russ, especially since we got like his bench press stats. Ben,
was that not the most Jonathan Rifkin thing you guys have ever heard?
Well, that's the thing. Like Ben whispered in his ear. He's like, "This is exactly what Jonathan Rifkin will be in his 40s," and he's 100% accurate.
Like J-Riff is J-Riff is a really talented play-by-play guy.
Oh yeah,
and I've heard a couple of his calls. He is very talented, but he's gonna end up with some team somewhere in the Midwest probably. He'll be there for 15, 16 years, and he's gonna come on local radio shows and brag about his bench press.
Russ is very fit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He wears the hell out of a collared shirt.
Yeah, I mean he could probably go up a size. That's all I'm saying.
Rich and I both had coffee in our mouths when you said that. You jerk.
Saying it's tight.
Can we play the sound we sent to Ben?
I don't know. I haven't heard it yet.
All right. Well, you play it for yourself first, and then just listen to. Really, the only questionable part is how it opens. But I think we can get away with.
What is this? The training session?
Tanning session. I highlighted it in a nice tan.
Yeah.
Color.
Yeah. So click on that. The open.
What the hell, guys?
No, this is fine.
It's good.
Nobody can see hear from a tanning expert, somebody who knows how to generate testosterone using the sun.
There's one
Yeah,
word
we can't play that word.
You can't play
All right,
that
could
word.
you bleep
Can you go just start it right after it? Just right after that.
Or just
It's
bleep
pretty
that.
Integral part of the whole thing.
Well,
Okay, just bleep the part.
I
Bleep
can't,
it.
but we can't do that in segment because I can't edit with the StreamYard thing. Going.
Okay.
But next segment after Kevin Acey, maybe we play it for Kevin Acey.
That's a good idea. We could actually. That's how we're opening the conversation with Kevin Acey. Okay, thank you for that. Because
Have
Gabe
you seen
Kepler.
some of the comments on that Instagram post, by the way?
Yes. Yes.
No, I have not.
I think we hit up. I think we got into a part of.
By the way, your algorithm is dead forever, Travis.
We reached a part of Instagram.
They call themselves bum sunners.
Yeah. Well, and for good reason. For really good reason. Hard segue here, but Tom Brady left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Bet you he's quite the bum sunner.
In a little bit of a lurch.
This actually works. I've given it the ultimate test.
I mean, I'd give it the old college try.
I'll tell you right now, I've been thinking I need to recharge my batteries. And for years now, I've been trying to find the right elixir. Is it coffee? Is it energy drinks? Is it, taking some sort of supplement? Meanwhile, here's the sun. All I had to do is get undressed and go inverted.
Do you have to rub suntan lotion everywhere except that spot? Like, do you need, like if you were getting sprayed down in suntan lotion, they'd have to put a quarter right there.
Yes. Just cover it. It's just like you're power washing the rest of it.
All right, what's Tom Brady say?
No, he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything at all. No, Baker Mayfield was announced as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers starting quarterback. So he beat out Kyle Trask, who's their 2021 second rounder, who was put on the shelf immediately because Tom Brady wanted to go play for the Bucs.
I think he got hurt his first training camp with the Bucs.
Yeah.
He got a Liz Frank.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I don't think he beats out Tom Brady even with a healthy Liz Frank.
Right. This is true.
But so TB12 hangs it up, and then Kyle Trask can't beat out the old savvy veteran Baker Mayfield, who's now played for the Browns. He's played for the Panthers, for the Rams most recently, and now he's with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bowles names him the starting QB. But it forced me to think about something interesting, right? All right. Now, like Baker Mayfield is obviously not the type of quarterback I'm talking about here. But there is a group of very special quarterbacks who are entering the NFL. However, we have this graduating class of future Hall of Famers. And not every single name I'm going to list here is a future Hall of Famer, but you get it. Like they're really substantial pros. And most of them are actually. So both of the Manning brothers, Eli and Peyton, retired. And this is within the past 8 years. Phillip Rivers has just retired 2 years ago.
Unless he plays for the Niners this year.
Well, that's possible. Drew Brees is gone. Ben Roethlisberger, gone. Tom Brady, obviously, that's the reason why we're talking about this. Andrew Luck.
I think you have to put Matt Ryan on that list.
Matt Ryan, did he
had an MVP
officially
season.
retire?
I think he's technically like helping out coaching right now with a couple different teams.
I don't know if he officially retired though. But anyways, you get my point. You catch my drift. Like there's a lot of guys who one day will be a future first ballot Hall of Famer.
We're a couple years away from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I mean,
he's the last of the old guard.
Is this group, this, Patrick Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen group good enough to replace the sort of the level of production we saw at quarterback for all these years?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say yes. I think we might be staring at the new GOAT here over in Kansas City. I mean, this guy is blowing up records all over the place. It's early in his career, so it's yet to be determined if he can sustain that. But I mean, if
he still needs to win 6 more Super Bowls.
That's what I was going to say.
Like Tom Brady's greatness, it's hard to even put into words.
Yeah.
And I am not a Tom Brady fan. In fact, for most of my life, I've hated the man. But like,
but you hate him because he's so good.
Exactly. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes needs to win 6 more Super Bowls to overtake Tom Brady.
Wait, not 6, 5.
Right?
Five more.
I thought Brady had 7.
No. Yeah. He needs to win 6
to overtake
him.
Oh, right.
So
like,
he
is
needs
that
8
not
to have more.
that number just doesn't compute?
No, I mean, it seems absolutely impossible. Except if you look at Patrick Mahomes' record The guy, every single season of his career, other than the first one where I don't know if you really want to call that his rookie season. I mean, he only played a handful of games. He's either been to the AFC Championship or he's been to the Super Bowl. It's incredible.
I mean, it's nuts. It's
And
absolutely
he's 5 for
nuts.
5.
Yeah, and
in terms of AFC Championship.
And if you start comparing the stats, he is astronomically ahead in stats as far as Tom Brady.
Oh no, there's no questioning it. The question is though, like Tom Brady, I mean, he's in a class of his own, but Drew Brees, I mean, it's a no-brainer. He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Peyton Manning,
no brainer.
Talk about someone who dissected the game maybe better than anyone in the history of the game.
I mean, Manning. You can make an argument for Ben Roethlisberger. You can make an argument for Eli Manning, both for the Hall of Fame. And I think one or both of them will be in. Phillip Rivers, you can make an argument. It's a little bit more difficult on this side of his career now that you look back and review it because there was no Super Bowl visit or win, which is going to harm him. It's going to harm he won't be a first ballot. That's for damn sure.
Right.
But we'll see. My point being, like, okay, so we named Patrick Mahomes, but Allen, Lawrence, Hurts, Burrow, Herbert, like, do you see it possible that like those 5 resumes are going to be able to compete with some of the other guys other than Tom Brady in the class of
I really do
recently retired?
Like, I think we are in a special spot in the NFL because those guys you just listed off are so uber talented in a different way than the old guard was super talented, right? They were the football gamers, the tough guys, the really just mental fortitude, leadership. These guys are flashy, fun, exciting to watch, putting up 38 points a game. Like, it's different, but I think it has an opportunity to be better.
Yeah. I posed the question because I'm curious what people think about it. I agree with you. I do agree. I think that this is the NFL's future is in safe hands. These are some of the most talented quarterbacks we've ever seen. This is the generation of the 7-on-7 quarterback. These guys have been throwing the football since they're in elementary school. So it's a very different looking high school level of play nowadays, and college, obviously, and it's made its way to the pros. And so, I think you're right. I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell, obviously.
Does Kevin AC tan his bum?
Yeah, we're going to find out. We're going to play him a very special piece of audio coming up next. And also call right now, 844-570-1360. If you want to win Pantera tickets, call right now, 844-570-1360. Caller number 5 is going to win those Pantera tickets at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, August 26th. Show tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com. But caller number 5 wins Pantera tickets. We still have 50-cent tickets to give away coming up next. And also Kevin Acee, our Padres insider, joins us on the other side.
Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. 2 nights, 1 stage, and the performance list keeps growing. Foo Fighters, Fall Out Boy, Kelly Clarkson, Tim McGraw, Kane Brown. It keeps going on and on and on. But while the world is listening on iHeartRadio, you could be there with 3 chances every weekday for you to win your trip for 2, plus $1,000 spending cash. Just keep listening for your chance to win. Your next chance to text in and win coming up at 9 o'clock. So keep it locked in here. Going to be a good time. Coming up here in just a few seconds, actually, or maybe a minute or so, we're going to be talking with our best friend in the whole wide world, Padres insider Kevin Acee. So keep it locked in, because we are going to have to ask him the very, very hard-hitting questions like, do you like to tan? And if you do tan, what parts are you tanning? If you catch my drift. Are we going to play him that audio, or are we going to save the audio? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. As Ben says, as he shrugs his shoulder, we don't know. We just don't know. But the Padres fall last night to the Marlins 3-0 after a nice victory the day before. So we are befuddled. We are confused. We don't know what's going on. Rich is just running through the halls. He's leaping over cords and wires in here. But in order to find out what exactly is going on with our best friend, Kevin Acee, we got to do this first.
Kevin Acee on San Diego Sports 760. Brought to you by Hamul Casino. Hamul Casino, fun above all else. Quidel Ortho, changing lives one test at a time.
Yeah, it's Kevin Acee, our Padres insider best friend. At least we say best friend. We never heard him say best friend. That's fine.
Still waiting on that I love you.
We're going to get it today, I bet you.
Did we send him that best friend bracelet?
He said he didn't get in the mail. That's okay. We'll make another one.
It's cool. We have all the stuff in our office.
Kevin Acee joins us on the line, as he does every single Wednesday on San Diego Sports 760, unless he needs to go on a Thursday. So we do that for him. That's fine. It's
cool.
It's not a one-way relationship at all.
If he was like, can we do Tuesday? We'd be like, of course we can, Kevin. I mean, we love you, man.
We get to see Kevin today.
We would say,
we get to see Kevin today.
Oh, we're gonna see Kevin. How okay? Scale of 1 to 10. Rate your level of excitement that we're going to be at the ballpark for the first time all season as a Wolfpack. Mm-hmm. Uncredentialed, but probably fighting our way into the press box.
Kevin, if you do say 0, I might actually cry.
Okay, so what? 1 to 10. Where are we at?
22.
Wow,
that's
22. That is massive.
That's pretty good.
That's
let's meet up.
+2.
Let's meet up. Let's meet up and set. I got a perfect place. We're gonna meet in section 760.
Oh my gosh, you genius!
I don't know if there is that
space.
Section.
Kevin's being a jerk.
Yeah. But
it happened
No,
again.
well,
Kevin, can we take a photo?
A big part of being friends is trust.
That is true.
That is very
so
true.
We have to trust him that 760 is an actual section at Petco Park.
I'm just gonna come right outside the press box and knock on the door and start yelling, Kevin!
Yeah.
Kevin!
Yeah.
Kevin!
All the time.
Yeah. What, Kevin, can we take a photo and then somehow that photo makes it in to your next article?
Okay.
Probably not.
Yeah. Jeez. This is not going
I
well.
have to stop the line and say no.
Okay. This is not going the way we planned, so we're going to go deeper. Kevin, we were just talking about different ways that we can continue to get into better shape. Mm-hmm. It's the summer of Next Level Fit Guy stuff. We've been doing this for 2 months now, almost 2 months. We've lost 30 pounds collectively as a show.
Sounds better that way.
Yeah, it really does. And we're planning on doing our next weigh-in in a week and a half.
Got like 8 people in the back working the boards. Like 30 pounds between us.
We actually fired someone. So yeah. So even though we've gained weight, we've lost weight.
It was an 18-month-old child. Yeah. It was just a really large toddler. Anyways, look, Kevin, we want to continue on this path to better health. So we've been looking up different ways to do that, including boosting our sex drive and testosterone in different ways as well. One of the things that we came across, especially, and again, this is baseball related, Gabe Kapler, who is the manager of the San Francisco Giants, who reside ahead of the Padres in the wild card race in the NL side. He suns his perineum. Do you know what that sentence means?
I can imagine.
Yeah.
But no, I've heard that this is I don't know that he does this anymore. Does he? I mean, this is still an ongoing thing.
He wants to be healthy. He does.
Yeah. If he wants to recharge his batteries, he does.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of research on this morning, and we actually found a quick audio bite. Ben, did you edit that for radio? Okay, perfect, because there's a word in there that we're not allowed to repeat. So this is a gentleman at a wellness retreat talking about the benefits of using the sun in this way. Ben, if you will.
In a mere 30 seconds of sunlight on your, you will receive more energy from this electric node than you would in an entire day being outside with your clothes on.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The sound you just heard is me opening my door to walk outside. I mean, he sold me.
Yeah. Listen, we have a proposal to make.
Wow.
You turn us down for steaks. You don't want to meet us at Petco Park. Section 760, we just looked it up, does not exist. Will you tan your bum with us at some point in the near future? It doesn't have to be during the baseball season.
No.
We get it. You're a busy guy.
Although on the top of the Western Metal Supply building would
You know what I'm
be
thinking
cool.
at this point? You know what I'm thinking at this point? We should revisit the whole meeting for at Remy's.
Wes!
I'm okay with that.
We're back. We're back. Steaks with Kev. We finally warmed out. Guys.
Wow. Man, we're going to have to show you how tan we are, though,
Yeah.
when we get to the Remy.
Listen, in fact, it's a contest now. You're going to choose who's the tannest. Anyways, Kevin, we're elated. Less so watching the Padres last night, especially after the third inning. Didn't really get it done in the middle innings, the late innings. That was a rough one. Okay. We asked this question yesterday. Mathematically, we know that the Padres are still alive, but are they actually still alive in this race?
No is the easy answer. I mean, no. I don't know why you watch sports if you don't at least hold out a little bit. It could happen. It could be, this magical thing. I believe that this team has, the capability to do it. If all that isn't true, like I personally don't know why you watch sports. It seems to me by a lot of the letters I get and the things I see or used to see on social media that plenty of people do watch sports to be angry. But look, yeah, they're done, man. At some point, fool me 47 times, shame on me, right?
Yeah, no doubt. We totally agree, and we've been saying that here for weeks, and it's heartbreaking, to be honest. But as we are looking towards 2024, Kevin, what does this team look like next year? Who's left?
Something where if you look at it, you can say, oh, this is like the same core. There's some things they got to do, and they are going to lose some key pieces. It's like one of the things that you could say is, this team can't go winless in extra innings again. This team can't be the worst or be near this bad in one-run games. I mean, there's all sorts of things you could say that like will even out for them or that should even out. But the problem is, like, they're going to be missing some key parts that kept them in some games, like Blake Snell, Josh Hader, and so Gary Sanchez is going to, to his credit, has earned himself a nice free agency. So they've got some key parts that they've got to be better at, but it's mostly, and this you can, at one point it seemed like this was great news, and now I'm not saying it's not good news, but it's got to get better. Like you kind of got to wonder, oh my gosh, so this was year 1 of 11 of Manny Machado and Xander Bogaerts? Like, wow. And you know what? Possibility that Juan Soto gets traded this offseason. So there's that too. So it'll be interesting offseason. But for the when you've got Manny, Xander, Tatis, you've got Joe Musgrove, Yu Darvish locked up. I would imagine they're going to keep Michael Wacha. You've got Seth Lugo can opt out, but I don't know. We'll see. You've got a core there. I think that you could say, hey, this will be largely the same team.
Kev, you kind of snuck that in there, but I wonder if you can expand a little bit. Juan Soto could be traded this offseason. Is that something that's being discussed? Would they seriously consider doing that to get prospects, or is that for big league ready people?
I think it's more big league ready, more like. But what's interesting is those trades are hard to do and rare that you do go major leaguer for major leaguer, right? But need some cost controllable, but they, shouldn't have started that way, because people then maybe hear like, oh, they're cutting costs. That's not what it is. It's that what's your highest value? And there is thought the highest value, and I'm talking about inside the organization, is keeping Juan Soto, because this could be his free agent year. He's been pretty good, not maybe what we would expect, but pretty good most of the season. And free agent year Juan Soto, probably going to be pretty good. Going for the World Series, keep him. But there is thought, because this team is always, brainstorming what can it do to be better and to maximize what it has, that they can turn him at his highest value, which is with the full highest remaining value, a full season left. And so I do think it will be interesting what they decide to do. Right now, my money, and this is educated speculation, based on talking with people, but my money is that he's here in 2024, and that they're making their push, what they thought was going to be, their third pennant race with Juan Soto. That's what their stated goal was when they got him last August, was he'll be here for 3 pennant races. Well, the last one is coming up next year, and I think he'll still be here.
Kevin Acee joining us, our Padres insider, our best friend, soon to be our partner in crime, heading out and grabbing steaks with him soon. That's definitely going to happen. There's definitely no hint of
sarcasm
or
when
retraction.
The alternative is, then we're going to get steak.
A tanning session?
Just a quick tan session.
Just a
little does he
recharge
know.
the battery.
This was our plan the whole time.
Boost your testosterone.
We have outfoxed the fox.
If the Padres stay on the current course, which nothing I saw last night or really over the past, whatever it's been now 4 months, has encouraged me otherwise, they're going to win about 75 games. I mean, that's what we're looking at here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Am I going to argue with you?
No.
I mean, you might be being optimistic.
I might be. I honestly might be.
Like that guy, but like what you said is true. Like, and also it ain't going to get better. I mean, before that was them trying. Once you're eliminated, what's that look like?
Right.
Probably a 10-game win streak.
Yeah.
What is? Let me ask you this question, because we still have time, right? It's August 23rd. We haven't even crested September here, but what is your column going to look like if the Padres do end up winning 75 games or less? Because again, that's what they're pacing at, or something near there. What is that column going to say? What is it going to look like? What is the tone going to be when you write that?
Well, there's a lot. It's a really complex situation. I know we all want to say this one or two things, but I mean, it has to start with, this was the most anticipated season in Padres history, then this is the most disappointing season in Padres history. And it has to talk about why that is, and kind of the gravity of that is like, you brought us here and you left us in the desert. And it's that's what it is. It's terribly disappointing. And I don't think the expectations were out of whack. Sometimes expectations by media, by fans, out of whack, and they weren't this year, and you stepped in it.
Yeah. Kevin, we're going to be at the ballpark probably around 9:15 or so.
Yeah,
so
we'll just
wait for you.
Yeah, so where should we meet?
Yeah, that's good. Like I said, section 614.
That's different.
That's a different one.
You said 760.
By the way, we're talking, at some point, we're going to address yesterday's text, and then my joke back that was completely ignored, and then my joke this morning when you called me, and that was completely ignored.
Wait, whoa.
Like, I mean, I don't understand. And you want to be best friends, but this is not how you treat a friend.
You need to hang up on him immediately. You need to hang up on him
I want to
immediately.
know what the joke is. What was the joke that Kevin gave you?
I don't know the
on
joke this
phone?
morning. The joke yesterday was very funny, and
Yeah.
I was more disappointed in myself that autocorrect screwed up my joke, so I couldn't give you any props because I was wallowing in self-pity, thinking that I disappointed you.
Ben was trying to address Kevin Acey, and he said, "Good afternoon, drill sergeant," except autocorrect made it dill sergeant.
Bingo.
Kevin responds with, "What am I, a pickle? You're calling me a pickle? What the heck?" I assume you mean I'm kind of a big dill.
Oh, I like that.
Which was very funny.
Solid joke. Solid joke. And you did not respond to that. But Kevin, what was the joke this morning?
Well, because I didn't get a response, all I did was just say it in person, like I'm Big Dill, and nothing, just like moving on. To the conversation. Whereas I thought like we had that kind of friendship, like back and forth, and like a little bit of that. And hey, if you're gonna make stupid dad jokes, Kevin, I'm gonna like laugh, but we don't, and so I'm just assessing where we're at. I mean,
Well, you know what?
That's at least with Ben. Now, the other two, like, we're good.
Hearing this now, I am a little disappointed in Ben, and I do feel like we are in a real pickle.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, I'll see you at the ballpark with a pickle, Kev.
Wrong with that. All right. You know what? I'm being kind of a baby. We'll be okay.
Okay. Love you, man.
But love you, Kevin.
See you guys.
So
Every time it hurts.
gosh.
so
Well,
close.
We got one of these to do, right?
this close.
Yeah, no, Rich has a thing.
Oh,
wait,
you have
wait.
a thing first. You have a thing first.
We got a thing, and then we'll do the thing.
Yeah, you got to press the thing.
Kevin AC on San Diego Sports 760 is brought to you by Hamul Casino. With thousands of slots, table games, and a sports bar voted San Diego's best, Hamul Casino is always a fan favorite. Quidel Ortho is proud to be the official diagnostics partner of the San Diego Padres. Quidel Ortho has been making a difference every day, changing lives one test at a time.
Okay, before Richard does his thing, let's do this thing. At 8:50, we're giving away 50-cent tickets.
You did it.
Call it 8:50. So you're going to see 50 Cent North Island Credit Union Amphitheater August 31st. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com or be caller number. Let's do 9 again at 8:50. Go ahead, Rich.
Okay, yeah. Underdog Fantasy is the fantasy app that I want to talk to you about right now. It is one of the best apps I have on my phone. I check it more than I check my email. Just ask these guys. It's incredible, right? So the way it works is you log on and you can check out their NFL season-long pick'em, for example. Pick between 2 and 5 players and just click whether you think they're going to go higher or lower on their season total stats. Then do what you usually do. Get ready to watch some Sundays, watching the games, Thursday night football. I like to do it on all the primetime games. So Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night football, I like to put in my pick 'em. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. I've been using this app for over a year now. And like I said, it is the best fantasy app experience you can have on the market out there. Build your dream team today. Head over their easy to use mobile app or use underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with promo code XTRA, that's extra, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. So you put in 50, it'll turn into 100. Put in 75, you got $150 to play with. If you put in 100, it doubles up to $200. That's Underdog Fantasy's promise to you. Again, use promo XTRA. You must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. All right. We've run out of time for show because we always do this on Wednesdays. We spend way too much time.
35.
Best friend Kevin Acey. So I guess I won't belabor this. We'll get into the Antonio Brown stuff tomorrow. He's got a warrant out for his arrest. Fun times.
Shocker.
15 seconds. Anything you guys want to say?
Thanks, Kevin Acey. Thanks, Russ Hammelstein.
Eisenstein? Yeah, Eisenstein.
And if you see us at the ballpark, make sure you say, hey, we want to see you today.
Yeah, we're going to be there. First pitch 110. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch will be out there at Petco Park. Yeah, that's the show.
See you tomorrow.
Yep, bye-bye.